And joining us now in the studios, Michael Carson. Mr. Carson is a candidate for Mississippi's 2nd Congressional District. Thanks for coming on, Michael.
Thank you for inviting me, and I'm glad to be here.
Yes, sir. So you're running for, in the primary in the 2nd Congressional District. Are you registered as a Republican?
Yes, sir. I'm registered as a Republican.
Okay, awesome. And where are you from exactly? Where do you live in the district?
I'm from Terry, Mississippi, right off of Spring Ridge Road in Kimball.
Okay, got you. And so what made you decide to run for Congress?
Well, I got to thinking, here all this government we got now is turning around against the people. All of them wants to be rulers and not want to be servants like they're supposed to be. And I figure it's time for the American people to stand up and take our state and our country back.
Okay. Have you ever run for a political office before?
Never ran before. I thought about running for governor, but I got to looking. I was in the district of Benny Thompson. I figured he got to get out of the office.
Yeah.
He's destroying this district.
He's been there a while, the Democratic Congressman, Benny Thompson. So you feel like you have a pretty good chance of winning the primary first and then going on to defeat Representative Thompson?
I'm hoping I can beat the primaries. I got people tell me I can't win because I haven't got the money. I want to prove to the American people and Mississippians that it don't take money to win these elections. They say it has to, but I want to prove them wrong.
I got you. Have you? What kind of campaign activities have you been doing so far, Michael?
We've done a few in Vicksburg. Most all of us been doing it together. And I go door to door. I go to street to street and ask people, can I put out signs? Can I give them cards and tell them a little bit of stuff about me?
Yeah.
And they pretty well say that a potato could beat Benny Thompson. They'd rather have a potato instead of him. He's destroyed this district.
And you're hearing that even from Democrats, because there's obviously a lot of Democrats in that district.
Well, a lot of Democrats are getting tired of it, but I think they're scared to say anything because they're scared what the peers are going to say. You know, if you catch a Democrat by themselves, yes, they're going to say, yes, I want to vote Republican, but will they do it? We're stuck in the same routine right now. People's voting for money. People's voting for gender. They're voting for race. And they're voting for Republican or Democrat parties. This has got to stop to fix our state, to fix our country. We got to stop this. We got to look and see who's running, what man, what woman is running for this office, and who best fits the office. And right now, I believe I'm best fit the office because I will stand for the American people, the citizens of Mississippi. I will stand. I believe I can take District 2 and turn it into a profitable, district where we're losing money. We got the highest crime rate. We got the highest pregnancy, high school dropouts, highest prison rates. This has got to stop. Mississippi has to wake up and change from what they're doing now and change it over to better. I can do that. I know I can. You can't say you have no experience in making money. Look, I run businesses. I worked at Ellis Enterprise probably 15 years, well, say 20-something years ago. I turned business around 168% turnaround in 10 months to a year. I can run this district with the people's help. I want to hear your voices. I don't want somebody to turn around and say, hey, you represent me, but you couldn't hear my voice. I hear your voice. You will speak. I will get a committee together, and we will speak together. Here they are now passing laws. They're passing bills. We know nothing about them until they're passed. That's not representing me. It's not representing you. This Congress has got to stop. We got high gas prices. We got high food prices. We got stuff missing on our shelves because we can't get it. They all blame it on Biden. Yes, it's part of most of it's Biden. But we got congressmen and women out there that can stop this. They have the right to say, no, the American people are not going to put up with it. And I will be one to stand up and say we will not put up with it.
Is there any legislation that you have in mind that you'd like to draft and see if you could get through the House if you were to be elected?
Well, I'm going to have the people to go with me. I'm not worrying about legislation right off. If I can get the people to stand behind me, then I get the senator and other congressmen to stand behind me also. And that's what I'm going to do. Mississippi will come first to me. It don't matter if you got Benny Thompson there fighting or not. It's not going to work. Benny Thompson, give up. I am your worst nightmare. I will beat you this term if I win the primaries.
Are there any votes that Representative Thompson has cast that you have issues with?
Well, there's a lot of things Benny Thompson do, but if you say Benny Thompson do it, somebody's going to stab you in the back and say, oh, not Benny, not Benny. Benny, I know he went back and he destroyed the water system over in the deltas, not letting the pumps be put in. He didn't tell you about the time he found all these thousands of dollars, and over in Bovina, he fixed his roads to some of his property and his family's property. He didn't tell you all of this either. Benny Thompson is a crook. He is Nancy Pelosi's puppet. He has got to be gotten out. If you want to save Mississippi, vote Benny Thompson out.
How do you think you would be different if you were in the office versus Representative Thompson? What is there something that you just sticks out you want to share with your constituents or your voters?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to listen to the people. I'm going to represent you. I'm going to listen to you. Your voice will come first. That's what I'm working on, the people's voice. It's not being heard. You know, they got this thing out now saying abortion's rights. My body, my choice, they say. Well, I'm against that. Your body, your choice. That's that baby's body. That's that baby's choice. What happened when we had these vaccines out here? It wasn't your body, your choice. Benny Thompson should have stood up then. There's men and women, police officers, doctors, nurses, lost their jobs because of this. They didn't want to take the vaccine, which I can't blame. It's your body, your choice. But now an abortion is totally different. Benny Thompson ain't stood up for us for nothing yet, and he never will. The only thing he wants from us is our votes, and that's it. If he gets your votes, he forgets about you. I hope you all remember this.
Is there anything in particular, kind of a common thread you're hearing, Michael, as you make your rounds, knocking on doors? You said you had some events in Vicksburg. What are you hearing from the people? What do they want to see you do, or our government do?
The main thing, they want their voices heard. They want to keep their freedom. They want to keep their rights. They want to keep their guns. They want the choice to choose if they have to take these vaccines or not. They're mandating. There's people speaking out, but nobody's listening. Nobody. And they saying all this stuff that President Biden done. Yes, he's done it. But the Congress has the rights to stop him. Congress has the power. They want term limit also. We don't have term limit. The Congress should go no longer than 2 terms, just like President. Just like President, abuse of power. Congress is abusing their powers right now.
So would you support term limits legislation?
I support it 100%.
And if you were elected to Congress, you said 2 terms that you believe that, I believe I heard you right, that members of Congress should be limited to 2 terms. So if you were elected to the House of Representatives, that would be two-year terms, total 4 years. At that point, if you were elected, would you step down and not run for re-election?
If I give 2 terms, fine. But the most Congress should have is no more than 8 years. That'd be 4 terms at the most. I say 2, but no more than 8 years altogether, just like President. That's the most years.
Okay.
I got it wrong on that, yes. I believe in 8 years. I got people saying that's run against me, want 12. 12 years too many.
Okay.
8's the most.
So maybe to clarify, you would support term limits that would limit a member of the House to the same number of years that the President can serve, which is 2 4-year terms,
that's
total
correct.
of 8
that's
years.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. So, and then would you support something similar for members of the Senate? 2 6-year terms for them, perhaps? 12 years?
I say all elected officials. It don't matter if you're sheriff. It doesn't matter if you're constable. It don't matter if you're senator, Congress, or whatever. Everybody needs term limit. Okay. Every elected politician or gets elected in office abuses the power sooner or later if they stay there long enough. I'm not saying every man and woman does. You have some honest people out there, but there's a lot of. I know Congress are the worst. Congress and our president are the worst, but you have some innocent, honest folks out there. But they still need to be limited, just like Congress and president.
Okay. Anything else that's kind of a high priority for you with respect to members of Congress? You've talked about term limits. What about congressional pay? It's $174,400.
That's too much.
It's too much. So would you perhaps draft legislation that would reduce legislative pay or congressional pay?
Yes, they need to reduce the pay. I say in a half to 3/4 at least. I'm not sure 3/4 really, but a quarter to a half at least.
Okay.
And the thing about it, when they out of work, they get paid regardless. If they're going out to borrow money to pass a bill to get the money, they're still getting paid. Yeah, they might be off for a couple of days a week. They still drawing their pay. That is wrong. There's no job that I can go to and get paid and not work. They only worked 100-something days this past year, and they're supposed to work 130. So I think they worked 101. They don't show up. They still get paid. That's what's wrong with the system. They're out for themselves. They're not out for Mississippi. They're not out for the United States. They're out to get rich and break us. That's exactly what they're doing. See, Congress don't know how to even run a bill. They don't know how to do a profit and a loss. Their profit and loss in bills makes no sense. I know how to run a profit and loss. I can do it. They're losing money. They're out to giving our money away. They give thousands and trillions and millions of dollars for our taxpayer money away. It's got to stop, Mississippi. I can help you do this with your help. I am not saying I'll do it by myself, but I can do it with the help of Mississippians.
We got about 30 seconds left. Would you support a balanced budget amendment?
Yes, I support it 100%. Balanced budget is perfect.
You concerned about the deficit and the debt?
Yes, they're putting all that debt on our children and our grandchildren.
Do you think Benny Thompson's concerned about it?
Benny Thompson's not concerned. All Benny Thompson will do is thicken his wallet in his bank account.
I got you. Michael, appreciate you coming in and joining us here on Middays, and good luck on the campaign, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We'll take a break right here on Middays. We'll come right back with more. We've got Sally Doty joining us at 11:05 and Aaron Rice at 12:05. We'll be right back.